Good morning, everybody. Let's please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance, please. Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. We don't have anybody here yet, or we have one gentleman, but I guess we're not ready for our sheriff's report yet. But please read the minutes, and we'll find out if we have a quorum and we can conduct business. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Who got drunk on New Year's Eve?
Not me.
Look at that. A whole auditorium full of liars. You got it. They got so drunk they forgot that they got drunk. That's a very good suggestion. Okay. Since we don't have a sheriff's report right now, we'll continue with business. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes that are in Sandy Levine and John Timmerman. Are there any corrections to the minutes? No corrections? Okay. Minutes will be accepted as presented by our recording secretary, Tony Burrows. We will proceed with our CAM report.
All right. I can go early today. Good morning, everyone. Just real quick, nothing new to report. We're continuing work at the South Canal in the Wellington section, dredging work, and land clearing work has begun in the Andover section, which is a little bit east of where the bulldozers are working. We got some feedback on how much we're pulling out as far as trees and palms. It's quite jungly there, but we do need to, the engineer does need that area to be clear of trees and palms to make the canal easier to maintain in the future. Plymouth Laundry, we're waiting on permits, but I expect early this year now to get started on that project. Two things for next month. One is Palm Beach County Planning, Zoning, and Building are coming to do their yearly presentation right after the Delegate Assembly. And that's to help with a problem that I think has improved quite a bit over the past year, which is buildings in disrepair, unit owners doing work that is not permitted or not authorized. I think we're making real progress there, but they're there to help you, and I hope you'll stay after the meeting next month and listen to what they have to say. The other thing is, and I'm going to pick this up from the treasurer's report because Joanne can't be here this month. Next month, we're going to do a dry run on the new clickers, which came in last month. We're going to, your election committee is going to create a phony thing to vote on. And this way we'll all have the opportunity to use the clickers and become familiar with them. And then the following month, they'll be used for the election. So that's something that's happening now. And that's pretty much all I have, unless you guys have anything you want me to look at or have any questions. Okay? Thank you.
No questions for Donald? Okay. Woohoo. Ruth, would you like to say something on the UCO reporter?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. The reporter report in your packet goes through November, so it will show that our advertising revenue was less than it actually is. In December, we picked up a lot of new ads, I'm happy to say. So at the end of November, we were ahead $12,000. In December, it will be more. Putting my other hat on now for the Search Nominations Committee, I collect the bios, which are due on January 12th. That's the deadline if you plan to run for any seat this year. Make sure it's an outline form. It's in the January issue, page 12. It'll show you how to prepare your outline. I received one today that has to go back because it's a whole story. Make sure it's an outline, get it in by the 12th. That's the deadline. In February, we will have nominations from the floor. So if anyone is nominated then and accepts, they have time that weekend to do their bio, get it in for the election in March. That's about it. I'll see you next month. Have a good month.
Thank you. For those of you that are new, 10, even 5 years ago, the UCO reporter had a staff of about 20. Ruth is the entire staff. She asks us to proofread when the paper comes out. So we've cut our expenses on the UCO reporter by a large amount. Less people to feed when we have a celebration thanking the volunteers. She's a volunteer of one that eats for 5. So you're saving on at least 75% of your expenses. Thank you. On a happy note, we will be continuing. Erica, the administrative secretary, will be contacting presidents and vice president to attend coffee with the president. It's next Friday, and it'll be at the UCO office. If you get a phone call, please accept, come in. There's a lot of information that's given out. I know we have a lot of new people that are coming into the office and that have no clue of what to do. The best thing to do is come in, let us help you. Do I have all the answers? No. Do you have all the answers? No. But together we will try to work it out and make your position on the board as easy as possible. And as 718 is expanding and making more House Bill 913, you should all be aware of it. If you haven't read it, please read it. It puts a lot of emphasis on what the board's responsibility is. And it's more and more responsibility on the board. But we can protect you, we can help you, and we can make your life as easy as possible. Let's see. Do we have any unfinished business? Do we have any unfinished business? Do we have any new business for the, please, there's microphones in the back. Please tell us your name and what association you're from.
Hello,
Yes.
my name is Suzanne Courier. I'm from Camden N. I'm
Okay.
president.
Okay.
All right, I have a two-part, just seconds, a little low. I have a two-parter. The first one, and both has to do with the UCO Investigations Office. So the first part is that I agree, I have to agree that in accordance with the bilateral agreement, the associations must go through UCO for their investigations. It doesn't say anything about UCO being involved in the approvals. As a matter of fact, it
We're not.
states, that's right. So it states that the boards are the sole, the associations are the sole responsibility for the approvals. And yet,
That's true.
and yet we have to use an approval form that has been physically stamped with your press,
Right.
but with the seal.
Yes.
So this, I believe, is outside of your scope of responsibility.
No, it's not. But that's, go ahead, continue.
So, and the reason that I have such heartache with that is that you just mentioned that the 718 now has burdened the boards with even more responsibility. So by going through UCO investigations, not only are we paying top dollar because it is triple or quadruple of what we were paying our management companies or doing it ourselves, but it also is the least efficient way of doing it because we have to do it in person. As for, we were able to do it remotely, and the only time we needed to have one board person with the seal stamp the final approval.
That still stands in place.
But
Out of season, it requires the WPRF who issues the IDs requires one individual with the corporate seal. In season, they want two. That's not UCO, that is WPRF who owns
okay,
the IDs.
and I understand what you're saying, but
There is no but.
yes,
Those are the rules. The rule is very
You
simple.
are- sorry.
If you look
You
at
would
your
let me
ID,
finish. If
the
you
back
let
of
me
the
finish.
ID, let me finish. The back of your ID says property of WPRF. In order for them to issue, they gave us a rule, and those are the rules to follow.
But the UCO seal is my problem
Well,
because it does not allow us to do it remotely.
exactly because there was a problem. When people do the wrong things and they abuse the system and create issues that affect residents of Century Village, okay, steps need to be taken, and we're taking those steps. I'm sorry that you feel that it's not inconvenient for you, or it is an inconvenience, but we have to look at the entire 309 associations and all the residents of Century Village, not just you.
I understand that, but I also notice that you guys lessen the garbage, for instance, during these summer months. So you expect a lot of us to be living remotely. We are only part-time residents. So how can we have a board member, not only with all the other responsibilities, but to have to go to UCO physically to drop off paperwork and pick it up? That's a lot of work for one person in our board because we now have one. I don't know how many we're going to have come March, but if you have remote people, it makes it very, very difficult. Now we have to either expedite things by mail, but that's the only choice because we can't.
That's
do it
not true.
remotely.
This has been discussed with you. You have a management company. You can use your management company.
But you charge us $150, which is
We-
the maximum that we are allowed to charge. So Seacrest is not doing this for free, and they told me they are not doing this for free.
Okay.
So therefore, it is going to cost us over and above the $150 in
Okay.
order to get them to walk the paperwork over. When if you could adopt an online document exchange system, which can be completely, what do you call
I'm
it?
sorry to tell you that that's not going to happen.
Well,
Okay.
I just want to make sure that we know that
You've explained this to us, and we've explained it to you, and we've looked into the procedure, and we're trying to make the village as nice a place to live as possible. And what you're requesting would, I think, jeopardize some of the people living inside the village and bring people into the village that are not really, don't belong in the village.
and I understand, but I don't believe that's your jurisdiction to do. It's up to the associations to make sure that we keep these people out.
Well, that means that some associations are not doing their job. It's great that you are, but there's other associations that are not, and
So
that's what we
how-
have to worry about.
How is making them walk to UCO
Okay.
going to help your situation? How does the seal, the UCO seal, help your situation if the boards aren't doing their job anyway?
So I know your 3 minutes are up, but I'll answer your question. In some cases, the people that you are requesting have not been investigated thoroughly. They were investigated by associations, by a management company, or incorrectly. So by coming to the UCO office, we can justify by saying that they were investigated correctly, and we can help the association make that. Okay. All right. We were just notified that we don't have a quorum, but that's the reason, ma'am. Okay. We do not have a quorum. I don't have the exact number yet. But we only have 99 people. I want to praise you for coming to work today. And this is part of your job. Do we have a PBSO report that you guys would like to give?
Hello.
Go ahead.
I would just like to address what the other person.
Could we let the sheriff talk first, and then we'll
It's
continue?
very quick, okay? My name is Marilyn Rogers from Sheffield J. And I think that what the requirement of having someone come in person does for the safety of all of us is make sure that there is a board member on premises to make sure that there are no violations. And that's a very important part of being on the board. So you can have board members that are remote, but you should at least have one full-time resident on the board.
We agree. Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead, officer, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Still morning, right? Good morning, everybody. Sergeant Fresnetta. I'm Dustin Robinson, Sergeant for the Community Policing Unit for District 3. I think we met last month or so when I came by. If you don't know, Dustin Robinson just had his baby about a week ago, so he's on maternity leave. He had a baby boy, healthy, mom's healthy, everybody's good. So he took like the next month or two off. So Lejeune and I are here. That's Deputy Lejeune over there in the corner hiding. He likes to hide a lot. As for Century Village and the stats, I didn't bring them with me. I just quickly, because I didn't know if I was coming today. That's why I wrote Donald this morning to find out if you guys were even still having the meeting. I just kind of quickly went through the last month. You still have your proactive patrols. Deputies are in and out of your neighborhood constantly, daily, on the weekends and at night, just patrolling your neighborhood, make sure that the riff-raff isn't hanging out and trying to break into your cars. There's no violent crimes within your neighborhood in the past month, so that's a plus. Yeah. But there is still fraud. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, people will call you. They'll use this new technology called AI. They'll pretend to be your grandkids, your kids, whoever. Oh, my God, I'm being held. Oh, my God, I'm kidnapped. Oh, my God, whatever. Or it's AT&T, the new one, AT&T. Hey, this is AT&T fraud. We had a sergeant at the sheriff's office that just got defrauded $20,000. AT&T called him and said, hey, this is a fraud department, someone trying to buy a phone. And sure enough, he was like, no, I'm not buying a phone. I'm sitting on my couch at home. And they're like, great, let me just verify some information. And they knew his name, date of birth, his social, his address, his email. They knew everything. He confirmed it, which is a no-no. Don't confirm it. Hang up and call AT&T yourself or Verizon, whoever it may be. They immediately deleted his phone number, switched it to a different service. He no longer exists, changed all his passwords, took all his bank accounts, took all his money, took his state retirement. They took everything. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, if someone's calling you and saying that you owe money or you whatever, just hang up. Call them yourself. Don't fall for the trick. But for you guys, fraud's still the same here and there. I think there was a handful of people getting defrauded with gift cards. No one's ever going to ask you to pay with gift cards. That's not a real thing. Do not do it. If you feel like something's wrong, call somebody you trust that has knowledge in that area and confirm it with them. Or like I said, call AT&T, Verizon, whoever, and confirm it yourself. Just hang up. Don't confirm nothing. AI is very good. But for Century Village, you guys have been pretty good this past month. Thank God. Other than that, do you guys have any questions for me?
Will you be at our security meeting today at 1 o'clock?
I can if you need me there.
Yes, please do.
Same spot?
Same spot, Yuko office. Yep, 1 o'clock.
Awesome. Happy holidays. Good to see everybody here. If you guys ever need us, by all means, don't be afraid to call us.
Thank you. Donald, you got something?
Yeah, 1 second. I thought I was immune to these little scams, but I actually had one yesterday that I almost bid on. I got a text from supposedly the DMV saying I owed money on my account with SunPass for $5.99. If I didn't pay it, they were going to suspend my license. I was about to click on that thing, and something made me go to my computer and look it up, and it's, of course, a scam. DMV never approaches anyone by text. But apparently, if you do click on it, a sheet comes up that looks exactly like the website at the DMV, and it says, please fill in your information and this and that. So I don't know if anybody else got that one, but I did. Oh, here we go. We got one.
To piggyback off of that,
Yeah.
If you guys get a text message or an email with a link, the second you click that link, they are now hacking in automatically remotely to your phone. You're giving them access by touching that link.
Yep.
So if you see a text message like SunPass, I get it all the time and I just immediately block it. If you click that link, you just gave that person access, full access to your phone, and they will download all your saved passwords, everything you have on your, like if you go on the iPhones, they have like the password setting, you can save like your email and your password for each, like AT&T, Chase Banking, whoever. They can download all that information and they can download all your text messages. They can take everything from you. It's that simple. Do not click on links. Call them directly yourself to verify.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just want to add two more things. There's a new scam now that we get a call almost every day from June or Jack or Tom saying that our $64,000 loan has been approved. We just need a little bit more information. As soon as you hear that, you hang up right away. And with regard to getting a call that one of your family members is in trouble, a good suggestion that was made to me is make up a password with that family member. And if this is an actual emergency, you ask for that password. If they can't tell you the password, you know immediately it's a scam.
There's one other thing that no one thinks about. Once again, there was a fraud on my United Healthcare statement. You know, there was a time when I got the benefits at a glance and all that. I didn't look at it. Now I look at every little thing. I don't know how they're doing it, but people are having surgeries and using my cards. I told you about the $500,000 new hip that I was supposed to get that wasn't really mine. And when Medicare called me, the fraud department, I said, I'm not going to give you any information because I don't know if you're real or not. But they said, no, we want to know how your hip is. I said, what hip? My hip is fine. We just paid $500,000. I said, what, for a robotic hip? I said, why would you call me after you paid it? Now, United Healthcare, I keep having 70,000, 80,000. Nobody's calling me. I already informed them that there was a fraud, and I think it's going to continue to be done. I don't know who else to get in contact with, but apparently Medicare took care of that, but United Healthcare didn't, and another $70,000 showed up. So please read those benefits, the Medicare, and if there's a fraud, let them know. That's why we're paying that high cost, all these frauds.
Thank you, Patricia. Jan? Ken?
I get these alerts from Neighborhood Alert. Is that legitimate, those alerts? Oh, I get alerts from a website called Neighborhood Alerts about crime that's right in this area. And the past 2 days, I got 2 reports, one of vandalism in Wellington L, and one of counterfeit forgery in Dover C. And I was wondering if those alerts are legitimate, because I get it on my computer, but I never hear about it from anybody here.
Is the sheriff's department available? Did you hear what she said? She's getting a website alert about something being stolen and counterfeit money or whatever. Is there such a website? Do you have something set up on your phone to be able to accept those fraudulent things? That's what he's asking.
All right, so I used to get these from a different website called Crime Stat or something, and they gave us a map with all of the police activity over the last 24 hours or
Right.
something like that. They were legitimate. They were things that actually happened and checked out, but I just got tired of looking at it, and I just unsubscribed.
Are you aware of those 2 crimes that happened this week?
No, but I'm not a policeman either. So, that's their job.
Is the police department aware of those crimes?
If you're seeing them on that particular website,
Yeah.
that's coming from PBSO. They're using publicly available crime statistics.
Oh, okay.
The one I used to get had a map, and if somebody
Yeah.
got in a fight in their house, it was a fist. If it was a drug thing, it was a picture of a needle and things, the booze bottle and a guy going like this, that kind of nonsense. I just got tired of it after a while, because if it's something that we need to know, PBSO lets us know directly. And you could do the same. Just click on unsubscribe, then it won't trouble you anymore.
No, I want to know if there's
All right. You want to be troubled. All right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It says 0.3 of a mile from your, apartment.
Yeah. I mean, the police are in here all the time. They're making contact reports. That's going into the public record. That's all that is.
Okay. Patricia, do you want to say a few words?
Good morning. Happy, healthy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a nice holiday. As far as transportation, I will have a meeting this month, the first Tuesday, which I think might be the 7th of January. I'm not sure. I don't have a calendar in front of me. As many of you know, this is my last term. I won't be running again. However, I did accept to run as chair for the transportation, because I have a good rapport with the Academy Bus Company and the general managers. As a matter of fact, we recently had a meeting. They're very cooperative in anything we want to discuss. They go above and beyond to try to rectify any and all problems. And once again, I'll say this because it seems not to be heard. People will stop me and say they have a problem with the bus company. I cannot take it verbally. Please, please, put it in writing. I got a couple of complaints, no name, no phone number, no bus number, no time. It went in the garbage. Can't help you. The only way I can forward it to the Academy Bus Company, if you put your name and telephone number, if you put the date of the incident and the bus number, not the number that's on the bus, whether it's 1, 2, east, west, whatever. Other than that, I can't be of any help. We do the best we can. There was a time we had no bus service at all. It seems the more we do, the more people want. There is a limit to everything. There is a limit to everything. But I'm always available for any other conversations you want to have or anything to do with the buildings. Whether I'm your quadrant vice president or not, I'm always willing and able to help all of you. God bless you all and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Patricia.
You have
Yes,
a question,
sir.
sir?
Yes, I do. My name is Ray Tartikoff. I'm a delegate from Coventry D, and I like the buses. I love them. Happy New Year to all of you. And I just wondered if there was any discussion at the bus company and yourselves to adopt any electric vehicles or electric buses.
No, we're not having that conversation yet. And the contract has a few years to go, so I'm not even discussing anything about the buses, but I will keep that in mind. That's it? Anyone else? Any questions?
Okay.
No? Okay, thank you.
Jerry, you're up.
Happy New Year, everybody. I got a couple of items here, some of which I'm going to hold off for the next month's meeting. Those associations know they are. You have to have a website now being developed, and you have to upload all the important documents, that all official records have to be posted from the association. That includes the declarations, condominiums, your rules, your regulations, and your financial reports. It boggles my mind when they come to me in UCO and people say, we haven't seen financials in a year or in years. You need to have transparency. And any owner who requests to see a financial report or to know where your finances are going, you have to tell them. It's not a secret, and it cannot be a secret. And there are penalties if you don't do it. By the way, talking about penalties, you cannot fine somebody $100 a day for parking in the wrong spot. There is a procedure, a very specific procedure for fining a resident in your building. And I would talk to your attorney or your property manager to know exactly what that procedure is. Tricia says the attorney, and I agree. It should be the attorney then. One more thing. There are owners who do not have in their hands the current up-to-date documents that your association has established. Please make sure that all your owners have current documents. By the way, with these websites, it's very simple. You just upload the documents to the website, and the owner will be able to see immediately what the documents are, what your amendments are, whatever rules there are, and it makes it a lot easier than having to go make photocopies of everything. However, people have come to me in the office. We don't know. The last documents we got were back in 1999. And I am sure that associations have updated those documents and amendments, and you have to give them to the owners. Basically, wish everybody again a Happy New Year, and we'll see you again next month.
Thank you. Bruce, you're next.
There's a question.
Oh, we have a question? Go ahead, sir.
Bob Zuckerberg, Northampton, J. Could you please clarify, you mentioned everyone has to have a website, and could you clarify on what or which associations need to have websites?
If you have 25 units or more, the state is requiring you to have a website. However, we feel because you went from 150 to 25, that sooner or later, they're going to require that every association has a website. It's been when I spend time with the presidents and officers of the building, I recommend that you have that website available. Under 918, it requires that you give your unit owners whatever paperwork belongs to your building. Regulations, bylaws, articles of incorporation. Most officers don't have that readily available. If you have it on the website, you can give it to your unit owner, and it makes your life a lot easier.
All right, I'll just add to what Fausto just said. I just had an owner in my building come to me. They were supposed to get the documents from the previous owner at closing. They never got it. I happened to have a lot of spare copies of what I needed. I gave it to them. However, once we have this website, I'll just tell them to go to this website and look at the website for any information that you want. And again, I can't stress enough, you need to have transparency. If you don't have transparency, that's what's going to get you into trouble.
Yep. All right, Bruce.
Concerning the websites, the deadline for posting for setting up that website is January 1st, 2026. So those of you that are lacking a website, you are now in violation of the statute.
31st.
So please go home and make sure that it's there or get the work done momentarily. My one concern for today to speak to is safety, and I continue to try to avoid residents that are actually walking in the road. In fact, what concerns me is those that are walking in the road during the evening hours with clothing that just simply cannot be picked up easily by an automobile, even with bright lights. So I would ask you to encourage your neighbors to be aware of the dangers of walking in the road. The dangers of walking in the road. It's my cardiologist, what can I say? The dangers of walking in the road at all, and especially at night. And even in the daylight, please be courteous towards drivers that are trying to navigate the same road that you're walking on. Other than that, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I'm having to serve, and I hope that I will have the opportunity to continue that service. God bless you for this new year.
Thank you. Sandy, you got something to say?
Yeah. Sandy Frittenson, Salisbury I. What happens when you have a 24-unit condo and you don't get an end-of-the-year financial report from your treasurer? What do?
Sure, go ahead, Donald.
All right, Sandy, so as a unit owner, you have the right to request any document regarding your association, that's the Sunshine Act, right? If you want a year-end financial report, you put in a request in writing, send it to the president, send it also to the association's manager, send both registered mail, and you should get a response within 10 business days. You're entitled to see everything down to the smallest receipt. You and I were discussing something about a dryer in the lobby. You get to see that receipt, but you have to ask for it. You have to ask for it in the right way. Okay?
Thank you, Don.
Okay. David Boaz. Oh, there's another question. I'm sorry. Is there a question in the back?
Yes, I would just like to make people aware that there is a website by the state that all associations file their bylaws and information to in Tallahassee. And that is available for public viewing. You can get a copy of any documents. The only thing I haven't seen there is the annual financial statement, which every management company should be letting owners know that they can have a copy when it's done by requesting it. So I'm not sure why this other man wasn't told by the management company that he could get a copy. If it's not with a management company, then, you know, you have to ask.
Thank you. There's another. Go ahead.
Just a minute. I am Donald Levy from Coventry G. In regards for information, somebody is requesting. He has to get it.
Yes.
But not for free. Well, not for free.
If you are a unit owner, you're entitled to that information.
You're
for
entitled
free.
to it.
For free.
But you already a unit owner, but you tell a lie from the beginning. Because there are questions there. Do you understand so and so?
Your members have the right to inspect any record.
Yes, I have the right to inspect.
If the board has to spend money to, say, make copies, yes, absolutely. You can pass that expense on to the person who requested it.
Yes, sir. Well, I went through and do all of that.
But for me personally,
when the person was told that he had to pay, he agreed that he would pay. And then I myself went and do those things.
All right, so Mr.
Finance,
Mr. Levy,
everything.
for me personally, as an association president, I'm always going to err on the side of, you want to look at something, here it is. If it costs me 10 cents to make a copy, it's worth it, just to be on the right side of the disclosure rules. I don't want to use the you have to pay for it as a reason not to give documents to my membership. It's their money and their house, and all I'm doing is minding it for them. Me personally, and believe me, I know there are members that will give continual records inspection requests just to be a pain in the ass. You know what? You know how I solve that? By bombarding them with responses and records, and eventually it stops. It can be a little onerous. I agree with you.
Okay, thank you. But for me, there's only one way in doing something, and that's the right way.
Okay.
We have a question in the back.
Stanley Howard, Sheffield K. You talked about walking in the road. I don't know the whole village, but the little bit that I do know, there are only sidewalks on the drives, east, west, south, north. How do I get on Glencoe from Sheffield K to North Drive without walking in the road?
You have to walk in the road.
I have to walk in the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if there's no sidewalks, you have to use the road. Okay. David, do you have anything that you would like to say?
Good morning. Thanks for everybody being here. The elections are soon coming up. In your packet, towards the end, is the format that we use for nominations from the floor. You don't have to wait to be nominated from the floor. You can get your bio into the UCO reporter anytime prior to that. And it's much easier if you do that. But this is in here just in case someone is going to be nominated from the floor. Second thing, these sheets that you are listed as an alternate or a delegate, it's called the Officers and Delegates form. If they are being changed, even if there's only one change on it, the entire form has to be filled out again, and it has to be presented by noontime of the Wednesday before the Delegate Assembly. And the last item is that when you come in to sign in, the cutoff time to sign in is 9:30 a.m. After that time, you cannot sign in. And that's all I have, and thank you, everybody, and have a happy new year.
Thank you. On a note, there's a request for occupancy to touch on what we had. If you have a person that is not on a deed and is not on a lease, but the owner is requesting occupancy, there's a form that needs to be filled out, and it has to be returned to the board, and the board comes to UCO so that we can type up a certificate of occupancy if it is required. For some reason, people are taking that form and going directly to WPRF to get an ID. That's not the procedure. The procedure is the owner asks for the board's permission to have a person as an occupant, goes back to the board, board member brings it to UCO, we type up a certificate, and with that certificate, the seal gets put on if approved by the board, and then that goes to get an ID. Yes, sir.
Yes, the person who is looking, or the owner who's looking to have the person as an occupant, does that person need to be investigated?
It's supposed to be, yes.
I mean, is that, we understand that, but will that application that goes to the UCO office be approved without that?
UCO does not approve any occupancy. Occupancy is approved by the board.
Understood, but does UCO require that person to be investigated?
If the person has, right, go ahead. Here.
Yeah, Bob, initially, everybody who moves in is supposed to be investigated. That's per your contract with UCO and your own bylaws. When the occupant comes in, or you get the occupant extended every year, we check to make sure that the initial investigation was done. And if it was, then we issue the document for you. And that's yours. It's a piece of paper until you sign it. Then it becomes that person's license to live in Century Village for another year. Occasionally, we find one that, for various reasons, were never investigated. At that point, we give them an application and say, all right, we got to get this person investigated.
That's what I wanted to do.
It's a formality. Now there's been
initially, though, the person who's now they're asking for the occupancy.
Right.
Initially, there should be an investigation report at $150, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's one. Just
But we do find ones that when we go back and check, maybe they were having Seacrest do the investigation for them. Maybe they were waiving the investigation. At this point, with all the shenanigans we've been having the last couple of years, we're checking. And if they haven't been investigated, we're going to wait. We're going to ask them to get that person investigated before we issue the COA.
Gotcha.
Somebody
sir.
came into my office the other day and asked me, what do we do with the investigation? Do we give it back to the broker? We do not give the investigation back to the broker. It's part of the association director's records. So if you have an investigation, that is up for the record for the directors, and you make a decision on that investigation whether or not to accept the potential renter or buyer. And that is up to the association, not up to UCO, not up to me, not up to any of the officers. The association has the final word on who they will or will not accept into their Condominium Association.
Yes, sir.
Morning again, Ray Tartikoff, Coventry D. If a person as an owner has a fine or an assessment levied against him or her for something that they did, and a relative of theirs comes up and wants to be an occupant and get a pass, does the association have the right to refuse that until that fine is paid?
Mr. Tartikoff, that's a legal question, so you'd want to bring that to your board, and you'd want your board to bring that to their attorney.
Good enough.
Okay?
Any other questions? Okay. Do we have, did I miss anything? No. Okay. We have Judge Jamie Goodman here that wants to say hello to everybody. Judge, come on up. Give him a...
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's so great to be here. I feel whenever I come here, I feel like I'm coming home. I mean, I really feel that this is a part of family for me. I've been coming to UCO meetings before I became a judge on a fairly regular basis. It's been now about 15 years. So it really warms my heart to be here now that I am a judge. I'm unable to get here every month because of my judicial schedule and the jury trials that I have to preside over and the hearings. But I had no hearings today because the second is on a Friday, and I really wanted to come out and see everybody. So thank you very, very much for the warm welcome. I wanted to take the opportunity to wish each and every one of you a happy new year. I wish you all the very best for the coming new year. I want to thank Fausto, Don, Phyllis, and everyone else on the board for all the work that they do. Again, I've been coming to these meetings for a very, very long time, and I always walk away with the feeling that everybody has had the opportunity to participate and express their views. That being said, I am one of your circuit court judges in Palm Beach County. And just so you know, each of us, as a circuit court judge, I'm in the civil division. And there are about 10 judges like myself in the civil division. Each one of us has approximately 1,000 cases that we preside over. Keeps us very busy. And we do a lot of different cases: legal malpractice, medical malpractice, auto negligence, slip and fall, foreclosures, and yes, condominium cases. All right? But they all have to involve damages in excess of $50,000 unless there's a request for injunctive relief. So that being said, it keeps us very, very busy in the courthouse. I'll also tell you, as a circuit court judge, I am not immune from these scam calls that we're all getting. I get them too. Unfortunately, I have to answer the phone because sometimes it could be something related to my judicial office and I don't want to answer. But as soon as I hear that pause and they say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so from AT&T," click. Don't talk to them, and if I have any issues, I do exactly, what the sheriff's representative said. I call AT&T on the number that I have for them. So I think that's excellent advice. That being said, I know that you all have things to do, but I just wanted to say hi, and again, wish you all a very, very happy new year, a prosperous and healthy new year. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Judge. Tony, I left you off. I apologize. It's a new year. I'm getting senile.
Happy New Year, everyone. And remember, cold flu season is upon us. And we've all had it. I think everybody I talk to has either had it, they're in the middle of it. But remember, if you have circumstances that it's not getting better, go to the doctor or go to a walk-in clinic. We've got plenty of them around here. Happy New Year, everybody. See you next month.
Oh, shit. Stuart, I left you out too? Oh, my. Senility is setting in for 26.
The problem of being the last one, all the good stuff has been said, so there's very little left for me to say. One, we were very, very lucky again this year that all the storms have passed us by and we were not hit. And we have to be thankful for that and hope that next year it'll also be like that. The other is, please be careful while you walk by the trees because the iguanas are falling down from the cold, and we don't want anybody to get hit in the head and be rushed to the hospital because of the animals falling on them. And that's about it. So have a good New Year's and enjoy your family. Oh, one other thing. Make this a habit that if you get a phone call and you don't recognize the number or the name, don't pick it up and you won't have a problem.
Thank you. Derek from Brian Mast office. I know you want to say hello, Derek.
That is about the only thing I want to do, is to say Happy New Year and thank you so much to continue. Thank you so much for allowing us to continue to serve you. That's it. With reference to the fraud, I'm not going to talk about that because I've talked about it for 4, 5, 6 years. There's still an issue. Following up on Stu's comment, if you don't recognize the number, don't answer it. And here's another thing that I'm looking forward to when I retire, which is not too far down the road, is getting a flip phone. Get a flip phone. Use that as your home phone. And I say that because with the newer phones, the iPhones, those are analog, and I believe the flip phones are digital. So a lot of the daily communication that we get from AI, chatbots, and all this computer garbage won't go to a flip phone. That's another solution and idea. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Somebody just reminded me, I forgot. I know that we don't have somebody here from Weiss's office, but if you are exiting the Haverhill entrance with the new divider and construction work that's going on over there, they put a beautiful island that is now being used to make U-turns. And please be careful if you're exiting the village and you're making a right to go south on Haverhill. Be careful because people are making U-turns on a full red light. And there's been several instances that I witnessed that somebody almost collided. So just please be careful. UCO office will be open today. If you have any questions, we're there. And just remember, we're not lawyers, and we live here, and we try to make the village the best that we can for all of us. Anything else for the good of the order before we close? Anybody? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh. Who's up there? Somebody's going. Okay.
Susan Deshane, Norwich H. Is there any news on the television situation?
As far as what, ma'am? There's no new contract where they have come up with nothing. And if you have a complaint, please email us or put it in writing, then we will forward it to them to try to handle the complaint.
Do you have any idea of how long it's going to be?
As far what is
for a contract?
We have 4 more years left on the contract. Okay. But there's no new contract in the works. Whoever's going out telling you people that is not true. Yes, sir.
Hi, Ray Tartikoff, Coventry D. I want to find out what the current status is for recreational vehicles in Century Village.
Go ahead, Donald.
Mr. Tartikoff, as I'm sure you know, because you and I have had words about this, recreational vehicles not allowed on the property, period.
And there are recreational vehicles currently on the property.
I think you're referring to the ones that are fit into a Sprinter van that sit inside a regular parking space.
The one I saw wasn't, but...
Great, send me a picture, I'll have it towed.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Is that rule something that was instituted by a quorum of delegates?
It's a community rule here, Mr. Tartikoff.
It started last year.
And I'm under the understanding that your board is in line with that rule as well.
My
I've spoken to your board, and they don't want recreational vehicles at their association.
That wasn't my understanding, but I'll get clarification.
Sure. Okay.
However, was that rule that was passed last year done with a quorum of delegates?
This is not a UCO rule. It wasn't passed by anyone last year. It is a county ordinance.
I spoke to the county investigator for parking.
Great.
and he
Send whoever you
denied that.
send whoever you spoke to me. I'll be happy to interact with them.
Okay, thank you.
But I won't be letting any RVs through the gates or boats or jet skis. Just so you know.
Yet 2 years ago, that wasn't the case.
Yeah. No, it's not happening, Mr. Tartikoff. That's enough for now. Thank you.
We have a motion. We have a.
have a motion to adjourn.
All right. We have another question. Go ahead, John. You got a question? Go ahead.
No, I just said I have make a motion to adjourn.
All right. John made a motion, and John Timmerman seconded. Everybody have a great Friday, and let's start 2026 with a big smile on your face.